When you pray, you're trying to cast a spell. Okay, I'm going to say that again. When you pray, you are trying to cast a spell. Anyone who's praying, that's what you're trying to do. You want to alter the future reality to benefit you in a way by uttering words. You want those words to go out and manifest a change in your reality that you so desire, whatever that desire is. Now, interestingly, there's rules to how this stuff can be done. And 90% of the people that are praying have no idea how to pray. So all that uttering that they're doing, all that begging and hoping and wishing and calling on names of deities have no power. Zero power. I mean, absolute zero. When you call on the name of Jesus, you're saying, "Hail Zeus," in ancient tongue. And Zeus is not going to bring you a damn thing. And so what happens is people get tricked because, oh, I prayed and I got this new house. Well, I got this new house and I didn't pray. I'm living in a 10,000 square foot house. I didn't pray for nothing. I commanded it, and guess what? I'm here. So was it Jesus, or was it my power, the power of the Spirit, the divine energy that already inside of me that got me this house? Is it just luck? What is it? How come I can drive out of my neighborhood and make a left and go down the street, and I can see somebody that prays every single day, 20,000 times a day, that's sleeping on the corner begging for change? They don't deserve a house. They don't deserve electricity and running water. They don't deserve to take a bath every day, but yet they're praying and calling on the same deity you're calling on. But you're saying, this deity gave me this house. Did he really? He? It's always a he, by the way. It's always got a gender. And so these gods that create universes have to be men. Do you see how foolish it is? How you pray is this. You command everything you want into existence because the power and the divine spark that created everything in this universe is inside of your body. So you command it. I command healing over my life. I command my flight to my next destination to be a safe flight, and I arrive on time and safely. I command that I get this house or this car that I need. I command that this opportunity work out in my favor. I command that there's things work out for my children. I command it. I'm not begging and hoping and wishing and dropping on my knees and crying and snot crying coming out of my face and all this and throwing all this money in the donation plate. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that because that's low frequency. Low power. Low power equals no power. If I connect the EEG to your skull and plug it into a computer and tell you to give me your best prayer, the way you were taught and raised, the EEG is going to tell me your frequency. Real science, it's going to tell me low frequency, low. Then I tell you to jump up and down and get excited and say, I command this to happen. I'm going to see high frequency on the same computer. Your frequency is going to shift into a high power, high energy frequency. Why is that? Because the begging, hoping, and wishing of these exterior deities, of these fake gods that don't exist, the ones that you believe in, they don't exist. There is a creator of this universe, but not the one you've been taught about. Not the one you've been forced to believe in. And so because of that, your prayers fall on deaf ears to the universe. Now, when you understand this, and when you understand that when you hear voices in your head, that those voices, when they morph from the sound of this man speaking, yes, my son, yes, my daughter, do this and do that. When that voice starts to change, and then it begins to morph and becomes your own voice, and you begin to hear your own voice in your head talking to you, that's when you know you've made it to another level. Because that's when you begin to realize that you are God and God is you. And it's you talking to yourself from a higher dimension. That's when you've gotten to the next level. And that's when you realize the power that's in every single cell and every single atom in your entire body. And that's when, and only then, can you truly manifest the true future that you truly desire. I'm commanding the elements of this third dimension to bend to my will. And that's exactly what you're trying to do in a regular prayer. People who are praying on their hands and knees or whatever method they're using to pray, they're trying to bend the elements to their will. They're trying to change their reality tunnel. But the method that they're using is flawed. That method is a method of begging and a method of hoping and wishing and everything else. All those are low-frequency thought concepts. And those low frequencies have no power. None. That's why you can have trillions of prayers going up every day, and the state of the world will never continue to become any better. The state of the world will decrease, not increase, just because of the lack of knowledge on how to pray. The intentions are good, but the technique is flawed. You can have all the intentions you want to get an A on a test and still not pass the test. A lot of people go to real estate school, and then they go to real estate school to take a real estate exam, and then they really want this real estate license, but they fail the test. They had all the intentions right, didn't they? They went to class every day. They did all the studying. They stayed up for hours and hours every single night. I got to pass this test because my life is going to change when I get this real estate license. And then they fail the test. Happens to a lot of real estate agents. A lot of them fail the test the first time, sometimes twice. But all the intentions are there. Same thing with prayer. All the intentions could be, you really want to get this person, out of a situation. You really want your son to get better. You really want this car payment made, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you're trying to achieve. But if you don't know the right techniques, not going to happen. In order to really manifest reality using these principles, you have to understand quantum entanglement and understand that your brain literally has the capability, or these synapses in your brain have the capability of quantum entangling with the universal consciousness, which enable the law of attraction to work in your favor, and things that you were trying to manifest end up falling toward you. And a lot of things will come toward you, not the direct thing that you need to get or you're trying to manifest, but the link to getting that. And that's where intuition has to come in play. Because you need to have the intuition to understand that this opportunity will give me the ability to link up with the true manifestation of what I'm trying to achieve. And if I don't jump through this door or this window, that's never going to happen over there. That's a skill and technique that you have to learn how to develop over many years. And fortunately, I've been pretty good at it. Am I 100%? No. Then I would be an ascended master and I wouldn't be talking to you right now. But I've done pretty good, at least in the areas that I felt are important. I've done pretty good. There are some areas where I'm still lacking. I'm still learning, just like every single person in here. If somebody tells you that they got it all figured out, they're making that up too. Nobody in here has got it all figured out. We're all in the process of learning and trying to excel. There's people in this room that are more adept in different areas of their life that I'm not as adept as them. They're way more advanced than me in certain areas of their life. And there's people in here that I may be more adept at other things that they aren't, it's a balance. Everybody's got something to bring to the table. I promote the unification of the entire planet. I will expose untruths. I will expose oppression and suppression. I will expose the fact that the playing field isn't level in certain areas and we need to bring that playing field up. I will expose police brutality and all these other things. But at the same time, the ultimate goal is to get people to understand that once we stop fighting each other, then we can really fight the real enemy. We're spending too much time with all of this, not only within our race, even outside of our race. This is all we got going on. Politics, religion, all this other crazy stuff. And then the real enemy, which is only 100 families that run the entire planet, they control 7.5 billion people, and they're sitting back laughing at all the races. Well, they run off with $700 trillion in wealth and all the power that they can ever want. They sit back and laugh at us because they set this system up for us to fail. They set the system up for us to attack one another. Okay? To be honest with you, this is amazing for me to see. The first time I came to the mystery school, the diversity in this room is just, to me, truly, absolutely amazing. This is the second time I come back, same thing again. This is like a breath of fresh air. I get attacked a lot online, and these attacks normally come from a lot of minority people because in their mind, nobody's supposed to be able to get out here and do what I'm attempting to do. People are supposed to be oppressed and suppressed, and you're not supposed to be able to do these things. And so there's a lot of people out there still locked down. But I'm starting to see there's a lot of people that aren't locked down. So this is like, dude, when I see this, I'm like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. We have every race and creed in this room right now. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And this is what we got to spread around the entire planet. There's beings out there that have a prime directive not to interact with us until we learn how to walk. Right now, we're barely crawling. We're trying, you know. You know when a baby rolls over on its stomach and holds its head up, it's like, wow, the baby can hold its head up now. That's where we are. We're holding up the head. That's all we're doing so far. I'm not going to lie to you. But everybody should be excited about that because that means progress is happening. Because not too long after the baby holds its head up, the baby starts getting up and trying to find ways to hold on to things and move its legs around and, you know, put some weight on the legs and see how far it can go before it falls down again. And then eventually the baby will start to walk. But when the baby starts to walk, the baby will fall. Guaranteed, the baby will fall. When you see that fall coming, even in people that you interact with on a daily basis, in their life on the micro scale, you see them trying to elevate and then fall. You can't let that deter you. You can't let that make you angry or feel like they're a failure or you're a failure or the message didn't get through. There's a process to learning how to run. And that process starts with crawling and then walking and falling and then eventually walking and then eventually trotting and falling and then eventually running and then falling and then eventually you become an Olympic athlete. There's a process to this. And that's the same thing if you apply as above, so below, just to that allegory, you're going to find out that's the same thing in life, in real experience, in real life. So you have to understand that. That's how it's going to operate. That's how it's going to maneuver. It's going to be a process. And the best thing that I've found so far for me is now I've been able to level my physiology off. My physiology doesn't really change. And I used to get, somebody would make a negative comment or say something negative or send me a negative message or whatever. It used to make me palpitate for a second and get a little frustrated. Sometimes I used to respond back. Now I realize, why? Why am I responding to this archon? Because once you respond, you just gave them your power. They just siphoned you. They just ate energy from your body. They literally ate it. They utilized it because how? You transmitted the energy into a device, which then traveled at the speed of light into their device, which then became a photon that bounced on their retina, that they sent to the back of their brain and downloaded and got a very extremely happy feeling from it. That's how they ate your energy. You understand? They're eating your energy. That's what's happening out there. So when I realized that, I said, wow, don't respond. Never put anybody else's negative content on my account to complain that this person did this person did that. Never give them a free shout out. When things happen in my life, I was able to then move that into my life. This is the learning process. Something negative or bad happens to me, I don't get all worked up on the inside where I'm sick and I'm depressed and I'm ill and I'm, oh my God, I can't believe, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't happen anymore. Now I see, okay, what procedure or process internally can I figure out myself that can correct this situation? What connections and plugins do I have to make this situation repair itself or become better or fix it? Or what can I learn from this situation? But my physiology, sweating and getting worried and nervous and panicking, it doesn't happen. It's gotten so good now that even if I get cut off in traffic and I have to swerve to get out of the way, making those split-second moves, I don't have that adrenaline palpitation rush. I'm still just as level as ever. I went and got an exam. I had to get an exam for a life insurance policy because it was a couple $1 million policy. So they make you take this test. So they come to your house in the morning because they want to get your standing heart rate. My standing heart rate was 51 beats a minute. I haven't played sports at a high level in a long time. I need to get back into, to doing it, but it's been a long, long time. And the heart, 51 beats, it's like, are you even alive? They have a procedure where they got to go back and do it again. So, okay, no problems, do it again. Did it again, 52 beats a minute. Then they have to do another thing where they come back after you've been moving around a little bit to take it then to see what, your rate is at moving. Came back, 59 beats a minute. That's control over your physiology. That's breathing control, diaphragmatic breathing control. Understanding how to stay calm. The best thing you can do is stay calm in any situation, because only by staying calm can you discern and understand and figure out what techniques and tactics are needed to actually, better the situation for yourself or get out of it. Panicking and fear and all those things, that's in the same category as the standard religious prayer system. Nothing is going to happen in that mind state. Only thing you're going to do is make things worse, and you're going to attract more negativity in those mind states. You must stay calm. A moment of anger will give you 40 days of sorrow. They did case studies. There was a gentleman, unfortunately, that was struck by lightning at a baseball game. I think it was in Boston about maybe 30 years ago. But the cameras caught it. The leader strike coming out of the top of his head, leaping up to connect with the cloud. Why is this important? Because what I say comes out of your mind. Light. When you think, you send light out into the atmosphere, which then it's a leader strike. If you want to take this same allegory, comparison. That leader strike is coming out of your mind. That thought wave of light is coming out and it's jumping and connecting with the universal consciousness and making that direct connection. And that's how you're getting access to information in space-time. This is as above, so below. Whatever happens above is always happening below. You can see the fractal branching patterns in this, the same as a human lung. It's as above, so below. Everywhere you look in this entire universe, you're going to find out everything is as above, so below, from the largest scale to the smallest scale. If you look at the cover of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you see that he's holding in his hand what? A Merkaba, a star tetrahedron. Very interesting. One of the things, and he's got the representation of the flower of life in the top. This also goes into the Kabbalah and Jewish religion, this symbol. A lot of people that are of the Jewish faith don't really understand that it's not about the Star of David. They've lost the true meaning of this symbol. The symbol has nothing to do with David. Nothing at all. This symbol has to do with something called the Metatron's cube, which we're going to talk about. So Hermes Trismegistus is one of the greatest speakers on this topic. Master of all arts and sciences, perfect in all crafts, ruler of the three worlds, scribe of the gods, and keeper of the book of life. Thoth Hermes Trismegistus, the 3 times the greatest, the first intelligencer, was regarded by the ancient Egyptians as the embodiment of the universal mind, while in all probability there actually existed a great sage and educator by the name of Hermes. It is impossible to extricate the historical man from the mass of legendary accounts which attempt to basically discredit him. But the man was real. In my opinion, he was a real person. He's been everywhere. Many people have seen him. So that's from Manly V. Hall. So Hermes states that his knowledge of these 3 parts, and the reason why he basically received the name Trismegistus, or thrice great, which translates into Aho, 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 which means the greatest. As the story is told, the Emerald Tablets was found by Alexander the Great at Hebron in the tomb of Hermes, and this is an important reason why I'm bringing this up. But in this tomb, by the way, well, a lot of people always go, well, where's these people at? The people from the Bible that died, they're in these tombs here. Not all of them, but a lot of them are actually in this tomb at Hebron. And Hermes' last avatar body as Hermes was put there as well. So let me get into this creation according to Thoth, because this is going to take us into the Merkaba. In the creation myth, we are introduced to astrology and the influence of the planets upon man, from which man is expected to rise above. We have dualism, a god of the heavens and one who's created on earth. We see the idea of man as a son or part of God. We have man being given the power of creation. You create your own reality. The idea that man has a dual nature, one in heaven, non-material, soul, spirit, and one physical in the world of matter, the body, and in fall, leaving heaven to earth to be with nature. So if you think of this allegory as consciousness saying, I want to see what it's like to be a 3-dimensional hominid. Let me send down my spirit energy and inhabit an avatar body. Creation according to Hermes. In the beginning, Noahs, which was also known as God, created a second Noahs, these are circles of spheres, who becomes a craftsman and creates the world. Noahs too creates 7 powers in 7 spheres around what will become the earth. The spheres have control over what will be the earth. They control what we know of as destiny. The 7 spheres are the moon, sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Here is the beginning of astrology. Noahs too sets spheres in motion, and life begins on earth. This is the allegorical reference to the seed of life, which we're looking at right here, where we have these seven intersecting circles around the six intersecting circles, around the seventh circle, which create this pattern in life that basically is at the base of everybody's spine right now. From the moment that you were born, through the process of mitosis, these cells, these seven cells formed in the base of your spine. They form this actual geometric figure, and they're actually still there. They never leave. They're still there in the base of your spine right now. Life is based off of geometry. This is a cross-section of DNA. And you can see here, this is really amazing because you're seeing the sacred geometry in your DNA. It's built into you. So you have the beginnings of the Merkaba technology already built into your body. This is the flower of life at the Osirian in Abydos. I was telling some of the folks there earlier that, you know, one of my trips to Egypt, the main reason why I went that time was to go to Abydos, and I almost didn't get there because they only fly on certain days when they have enough people. If they don't have enough people to go, they cancel the flight. It happens often. This particular time, they needed like 2 or 3 more people, and this one person I met on a Nile cruise was like, I'll book it, and he booked it, and they turned the flight back on, and we went out there. So I had a chance to go to this Abydos, and also outside of Abydos, right behind it, is the Osirian temple. And at the Osirian temple, what do we have here? We have the flower of life, atomically burned into the structure of this pillar here. I'm talking to God now, the Father, the Mother, the Sister, the Uncle, the frequency of the universe, all entities, everything from a rock to a blade of grass, because it is in me, and I am God. And I'm talking about my life, and I'm asking right now, and I'm seeing all the things that are happening in my life, and all the blessings that need to be brought forth, and all the people that I can help. And I'm commanding the assistance right now from the God that dwells inside of my body, the God that's a frequency that I'm getting in tune with right now. And I'm asking, how many people can you bless me to help? How many people can I help this year? How many people can I help for generations to come? Show me the way, show me the light. I'm asking for guidance. I'm getting on the frequency so I can tune into the guidance, so I can tune into the knowledge. And I'm asking and commanding that this be done. There are a lot of things going on right now. Some things are great. Some things aren't so great. Some things are making me happy, and some things are actually making me sad. And so I'm asking for the things that are making me sad. What can I do, God, that can enlighten me? What can I do to solve these problems? What can I do to fix these problems? I'm asking for guidance and the solutions to this problem. In my relationship, I'm looking for a deeper connection. In my relationship, I'm looking for a way to make this into a long-lasting situation. Right now, everything looks good on the outside, but sometimes there are problems on the inside, and I'm seeking guidance and commanding the understanding that I need right now to be able to look past and solve these issues and problems within my own relationship in my life. I have 2 kids that are struggling, and I'm asking right now, how do I fix this problem? I'm seeking guidance on this. I'm asking and commanding for the knowledge and the wisdom to solve these problems and have solutions to these problems. For these children are the seed and offspring of me, which is also God. So they are you and you are them. And what is in you is in them. I need them to activate that knowledge and wisdom. I need them to tap into the frequency. I'm commanding guidance in my life so I can understand how to maneuver, how to understand how to talk, the psychological things I need to say to get them into the mode that can transform them into the frequency. The seeds that I need to plant into their minds, God, is what I'm asking. That is what I'm commanding into my life right now. I'm commanding that wisdom and that knowledge and that understanding. I'm also looking at other things, business-wise. There's a lot of people relying on me right now. Everywhere I look, there are people relying on me. There are people asking about me. There are people that won't eat if I don't work. I'm commanding strength, that my shoulders have the strength to hold the weight of planets so that I can continue the work, so that I can execute what I need to do. I'm commanding that I have this power and this strength to get me through the tougher days, the tough times, the days when it looks like everything is falling apart and I want to walk away and give up. I just want to throw in the towel. But I'm asking and commanding for the strength to bear that weight on my shoulders, to be the man that I'm supposed to be, to complete the mission that I was sent here to complete. I'm asking God and commanding this energy into my life that will allow me to continue to generate abundance for generations of my family. My goal on a daily basis is how can I fix the problems of future generations with regards to abundance mindsets. And that knowledge can only come from the all. All is mind. And I'm seeking that energy. I'm seeking the wisdom and understanding of how that energy works so that I can utilize it in my life. And I'm asking and commanding that I gain that knowledge and that wisdom. Guide my path. Guide the path and the steps that I'm walking. I can see the end of the walkway, but sometimes it becomes foggy. Sometimes it's not so clear. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking slightly off the path. I'm commanding guidance and wisdom and understanding from the spirit realm and my ancestors to guide me back on the path, bring me back into where I should be walking, taking those steps down the golden lane and not falling off to the wayside. When I become angry and frustrated and enmity seeks into my heart, I'm asking and commanding that you grant me the ability to step back from my thoughts and see my thoughts and become the observer of my thoughts so that I can use the God power that's inside of me to correct my thoughts and correct my path. Keep me guided, God. Keep me guided on the path of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and truth. Do not allow the darkness to seep into my heart. This darkness is everywhere. Sometimes the darkness even seems to want to take over me. I'm commanding the ability to fight off that darkness, to stay on the path. Keep me honest, keep me straight, keep me strong, keep me powerful. Keep me walking in the path that's leading to light. I'm calling on the frequency of the God power, the same power that's inside of every single atom in my body. Remind me when I'm feeling weak and feeling distressed and feeling like I can't go any further. Remind me who I am. Send me a message from the ancestors. Let me hear them. Let me hear them in my body. Let them speak through every atom. Let me breathe wisdom, understanding, and knowledge at all times. As the world seems like it's going astray, give me the power to be a guiding light, to be a lighthouse in the dark, to stand strong and tall on the shore with my shoulders back and my chest out and my head up, and do what's right. Don't allow me to fall into the darkness. Don't let me fall for the tricks, the deception, the sidebars. Keep me straight, God. Keep me on the path to righteousness. That is what I'm asking today. That is what I'm commanding into my life. Let us all say, I am.